Hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that you are here again. And in this video, which will be one of my lessons, we are still doing the self-healing course. And I'm so excited to be able to tell you about this tool that you can have in your box about healing that will actually help you to heal. And for me, I want to say that this is the most powerful healing technique that you can ever use because of how quickly it works when it comes to your own inner work. And so, those emotions that feel very sticky that sometimes we have within ourselves, and a lot of times, after a lot of trauma that we have been experiencing in our lives, we can feel that these emotions are just permanent. It feels like when we feel unworthy, it's almost like we have this constant emotion of unworthiness or constant emotion of guilt or shame, whatever it is that you have related to your trauma. And that's why I'm here to tell you that there is a technique that you can use that will actually help you, and it will actually be so quick in letting go and releasing these emotions. So if you are interested in truly transforming yourself from within, and instead of becoming a person that is very helpless when it comes to their emotions and trauma, or become even more, let's say, stuck in this loop of trying to heal so desperately but not being able to find the right tools. And I'm here to tell you that this tool is going to absolutely change the way you look at your healing, the way you approach your healing, because it is really not what you think. So, as I explained in the other video that I made, the importance of approaching our healing from the right consciousness, from the right awareness. And the reason why I said that and I made a lesson out of it is because it is actually absolutely important to do it from the right place, from your heart, from compassion, from patience, from love, unconditional love, so that you are supported by the universe, you are supported by universal love. And because we need the universal light for us to be able to purge and move those feelings and frequencies and energies that we have within us. That's really what it takes. That's why I talked about it. And so, yes, it is extremely important to look at it from that perspective. In this video, this will be what the this tool is about. And so, like, let me tell you which tool I'm talking about. It's called the presence tool. And so, like you can see from the title of this video, it is the most important tool, and it is the first one that you can start to learn how to apply on your healing. And so, when it comes to our emotions and the patterns that we have gotten ourselves in our own life, regards to our trauma, those patterns have certain feelings that we are afraid of. Like, for example, you might have a pattern that you people please, or that you um, push other people away, whatever it is. And so, underneath that pattern is a fear. And this fear can be fear of losing other people, fear of abandonment, um, fear that I'm not worthy, fear that that I'm not good enough, that I don't deserve love, whatever it is. And so that's why I push people away, so that I don't discover that I don't deserve love, you know? Because if I let it in, that maybe I might risk being hurt. So that is one example of a pattern. And so when it comes to that pattern, what happens is that the pattern becomes almost like a part of our personality and identity. And so, because that's what we do, that's what we always do, like in relationships, that's the type of pattern that we engage in. What happens is that we see ourselves as this person that does the pattern all the time. So it becomes like a part of our identity, that we feel not good enough. We feel we have all these like doubt, self doubt, self criticism, all of that about ourselves. And so that forms an identity. in which you look at yourself in a certain way. An identity is the way you see yourself. An identity is what you think, who you think you are. And so if if you want to know which identity you have right now, you want to ask yourself, what do I think about myself? Who am I? Am I someone who's successful, lovable? Am I someone who is a failure? Am I someone who doesn't consider others? Am I someone that loves other people? Am I someone that wants connection? Am I someone that values other things? So whatever you think you are is your identity. But the reason why I'm talking about identity is because when you want to release a certain emotion, you have to realize that it isn't just an emotion, it has become your identity. And so with this realization that it has become your identity, that means that you activate that emotion constantly. And that emotion is actually a belief that you have. So if there is emotions that you have on a daily basis that you are aware of that are not really good for you, like anxiety, depression, sadness, overwhelm, irritability, whatever it is, if that's what you're aware of, you're like, okay, so I'm aware I have those emotions every day and I want to get rid of them. I want to release them, right? But I want to tell you that it isn't just an emotion, it is a constant cycle that you engage in of your identity. You constantly choose that this is who you are. Every time you get up, you choose this is who I am. This is how I think of myself. This is what I believe I really am. And so that's how deep it is. It is as deep as it is a part of your identity. It is who you think you are. So that's what we call the ego, is who we think we are. And so when it comes to this inner healing work that will work on you, that will actually help you to release these types of low energies that don't really match with who you want to be, I want to tell you that we have to tap into a different version of ourselves besides the ego self. And that's why I explained how it's important to tap into a higher consciousness and approach our healing from there so that we are emerging with a new version of ourselves and building it as we are releasing the old version of ourselves of being, traumatized or whatever it is that you think you are that is not good, being a victim, being someone that gets mistreated, whatever it is. And so, if you are very much interested in letting go of certain feelings that you have within yourself that feel a certain way for you, then you might want to realize that the most important thing to do is to realize that we need to tap into a, a much higher version of yourself, which will be your soul, your actual soul's essence. And you do this by engaging with your soul's essence. And so, if you want to engage with your soul's essence, we need to silence that part of you that's the ego. And so, how do you do that? By doing that, first of all, you have to meditate. So, when you go into meditation, what we do in meditation, we let go and we breathe and we're aware of who we are while observing what's going on within us, which the more you do this, the more you will realize that you are not what's going on within you, that you are not the ego. You are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings. And that is actually a perfect practice that will help you to heal. Why? It's because once you reach the realization that you are not just this ego part of you, then you know that you can heal it. You know that you can release it. You know that you can let go of it. Why? Because in that moment, you realize that you're more than it. You realize you start to engage with another presence within yourself that is more expanded, that is more, um, it's like an ocean. When you think about it, it's like an ocean of mystery. It's like, okay, who am I gonna be? Which person am I going to become now? Once you engage with that version of yourself, you're like, okay, looks like I am more than who I really am, than who I think I am. I am more than who I think I am. Who I really am is more than the version that I've been making myself think that that's who I am. Because when you have thoughts, a lot of times when those thoughts pop up in your mind, you're not really making them pop up. They just come up. And so who makes them come up? It's your mind. And so you are really not your mind, you know? Your mind works on its own. It makes thoughts come up sometimes, it makes it go away, it just does whatever it wants. And when you practice sitting with yourself and just becoming aware of all the thoughts that are coming up in your mind, you realize you're the observer, you're the one that's observing all those thoughts. And so by doing this, you then realize that you are the presence. You're the presence that is here, that is absolute, that is not going anywhere. It is just here, present and open and aware. And so that present, I want you to understand something about it. That present is actually something that you can engage with, that you can merge with, that you haven't really came face to face with that much in your life. Because when we take on a certain identity, we go on with our day, and we are so attached to it that we can't let any like space for something else to be connected, that we can be connected to, which is our higher self, the universe, light within us. And so that actually gives you this possibility, that open door, that there is something bigger that you can connect with and that you can also become within yourself. So that's how you start to, just by being silent and letting go and being open from within, you can realize that actually what's happening right now is that you are giving yourself more space to connect more with light. And so when that happens, you start to realize like there are other versions of yourself that you might not know exist. Like the version of yourself that's a lot more compassionate, understanding of other people, a lot more aware, knows a lot of things, like that's how you connect with your intuition. You start to get these realizations and insights. And it's like you don't understand that you are so big. You don't understand this. You think you are your body, you think that you are your mind, you are what you know yourself to be, but you don't understand you are bigger than this, and that you are an energy. And this energy is connected to something that's even bigger, which is the whole universe. And everything that's been known, everything that's been done, everything that's been experienced, like you're connected to that, which is the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And so when you can do this, you are yourself God. Because yes, you are God, but what we don't understand is that because we are in this body and we've been experiencing life here in this low frequency, um, we are in the 3D. What happens is that it can be very hard to see that we are actually more and to connect with that part of us that's more. But the more you do this, the reason why I want to tell you this is a good healing tool is because when you are able to connect with this presence within you, it guides you and it tells you what to do, how to release everything within yourself. But what I'm trying to help you to do is to just be okay with being with your body, being with yourself, being with your emotions, being with your mind, everything, being with everything that you are, and adopting the identity of the observer, that you are the observer, you are the absolute, and that you can observe your mind literally telling you to stop, literally telling you you don't have to keep being in this meditation, and you can just observe that's what your mind is telling you. Why? Because it feels a certain uncomfortable emotion. And then you can go into your emotions and realize that even though you feel this uncomfortable emotion, you can observe it, you can be very present with it, but at the same time, you can recognize you are not it. You are not really that emotion. It is inside of you, it is a part of you, but it's not really who you really are. You are the presence that is here that can hold it. And even though that emotion can feel so uncomfortable, that a part of you tries to pull you out of it, tries to distract you, that you can still be get yourself back and be with it, realizing that you don't have to listen to that part of you. You don't have to, just because something feels uncomfortable, it doesn't mean that we have to not look at it and not feel it. And then the muscle of being able to be present with yourself becomes more strengthened. And so by doing this, and when it becomes more powerful, it's almost like now you have a tool in your hand that you can use to heal. Because when you reach this level of consciousness that you're able to just be with yourself and you're not trying to manipulate yourself, you're not trying to be something else, you're not trying to do it because you want to achieve something out of it, even though we want to heal and that's our purpose of doing it. I'm still saying that the purpose should be that you're just becoming that presence. And so, and through that, when you become that presence, then the healing starts to take place. Because what happens when you do this is that then it can be very easy for parts of yourself to feel heard, feelings that are trauma, the trauma that you have, it will feel heard, it will feel like you are with it, you are here for it, because that's what the pain that we have needs. That's what this pain needs. It literally needs our presence. It needs our consciousness to be focused on it. That's the only thing that it needs. And a lot of times we don't know, like, okay, is this really what it needs? Yes. It needs your attention. It needs your love. It needs your compassion. And it needs that in its own, in its most purest ways. It will not respond. Like, try it. Try it. Be with an emotion and do it from a place of ego. Do it from a place of impatience. Do it because you want to get rid of it and you'll see if it's going to go. It won't. You, it will once you truly learn how to interact with it by looking at it as if, okay, this is a part of me, I have to love it. This is a part of me that needs my love and my attention. It is not really who I am, but it is a part of me that needs my love, and I will be that love for it. And once you do that, the healing easily happens, and do that version of yourself, that part of yourself that is hurt, that has pain, trauma, it will feel hurt. It will feel that there was a resolving of that issue in the past. It will feel better, and then it will start to release itself by itself. You will realize the feeling will start to feel better. The uncomfortable emotion will start to feel better if you are with it for the sake of being with it, because you love yourself, because you want to be there for yourself, because you want to take care of yourself emotionally. Okay, so that is how you do it. That is how to apply the presence tool on your healing. And in the next video, I'm going to actually give you a practical example of how to do this in meditation. So I love you so much and stay tuned for this. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if this is something that you are interested in doing with a practitioner, then you would want to actually contact me via Facebook, and you're gonna find it in the information section of this video. So I love you so much, and I would love to guide you through this process myself by giving you sessions that will help you to actually experience inner healing and inner peace. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video.